Hello and welcome to the first episode of Joshua Andrew Kennedy for President. We're just going to go Joshua A. Kennedy. Because nobody else needs to know my name. Except for the first episode. My middle name, I should say. But anyways, so what I want to go over inside this episode is going to be building a company, because I really feel along the lines that we have lost the passion for us to become an entrepreneur in this country. Our education system leads us to believe to be a slave is what's going to make you happy. The American dream no longer exists. We all know this. So, really, in order to obtain the American dream, you have to become an entrepreneur in this day and age. We also know that, the 20th century was the era for America. 21st century is going to be for China. There is no way getting around this. We are no longer the top dogs in this category. We have the greatest military on this time. We also spend a lot of money. Another thing I'm going to go over is the debt, not just the debt of America, but the debt of American citizens. We all face this problem. The banking system is another one. The value of our dollar actually doesn't really mean a whole lot anymore. And it's really just because the banks, they water it down so much because they print out so much money. Like the treasury is not even actually, the federal treasury, whatever they call it, is not actually a part of our government. It's actually, what is that thing? It's private. It's not even ours. It's owned by banks. We got the banking situation going on. We got the water situation going on here in California, where the only way to get water is actually from when it rains up north, and that's where it fills into our reserves. But we've actually had quite a few droughts that run into this problem, and we also use a lot of water here in Southern California. We're expanding out in the desert. More water needs to be used. We also have like Tahoe, whatever. It's like not even in our state, yet we claim it because we need it so badly. And that's another problem we're going to go over inside my channel. But yeah, there's a lot of things that need to be fixed in America. Homelessness is another big thing that needs to be addressed, needs to be solved. I feel just creating all these, oh great, there's a charity, we can get tax deductions off this, and it really doesn't actually fix the problem. But yay, good for us. Pat on our backs. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that, so I'd much rather have the problem resolved in the first place. The next thing we're going to go over is also going to be the medical situation here in America. Medical situation here in America, really we go over, I actually had Obamacare. So I had Obamacare, and yeah, I owe like $6,000 to the hospital because Obamacare sucks. So that's another thing we got to watch out for. Obamacare is really not as good as they make it out to be. So we talked about the medical situation, debt, homelessness, the United States economy. It's really just the entire economy. It really just needs to be regulated. I hate to say it, but it needs to be regulated. And I know a lot of entrepreneurs are going to be like, I really do not want this. But in the long run, it'll actually help us all. Because I am also an entrepreneur. And it is very difficult to get a job from somebody else because you're constantly underbidding the next guy, underbidding in order to get that job. And by the time you underbid so much, you're not really making a whole lot of money off of this. So, specifically in my area of business, which is information technology, my company is called IT Security Systems. And inside that business, we constantly try to underbid the other guy just to try to get another job. And most of the other ones are contracts, so they make their money off the contracts and the length of the contract and then all that stuff. And I really don't like locking people into contracts. The reason is because, I work for T-Mobile, and T-Mobile don't have contracts. I see how much people like not having contracts all the time. They get a monthly fee. They don't need to be stuck into it. I feel the same way. I don't want to be stuck in a monthly contract. If I need to leave, I need to leave. You know, the cost of living costs a lot. They understand. So that's the reason why my company does not have any contract fees. I really don't like that. I'd much rather have you, an upfront cost. You pay this much for the service, installation costs, the products, and after that, the monthly service fees. I understand if you can't afford it, we can put this on, a type of monthly payment for you if that helps you. But yeah, especially in this day and age, everything's so goddamn expensive. But that's how my company works. You know, there's a lot of problems going on in America. That's the main reason why I'm doing all this. I was actually going to create a charity myself. So, this charity I was going to do was going to relieve the debt of Americans. And how I was going to relieve the debt of Americans is by they giving me their timeshare, they do not ruin their credit. And then after that, they would actually get a tax write-off. Now, I would be the one absolutely destroying my credit because of this, because I'd be getting every single person in America's debt, but to help America out in order to fix this problem. But I also know the only way for this to actually succeed, I would need to be president to completely eradicate this problem, which is why this new channel is going to be called Joshua A. Kennedy for President to fix all these problems. So my political views on these, I would say for the most part, I'm pretty libertarian. I do not really like the law where there's signs everywhere and I can't do exactly what I want. I want to be able to drive as fast as I want. They should be there more for guidelines as opposed to an actual law. If I pass this, I got to go to court and all that. Like, nah. To me, that affects my rights as an American. And I know there's a lot of Americans that feel that same way. So that's one of them I really don't like. Libertarians, they believe in a free market. It's a wonderful idea, but honestly, I don't think it'll ever happen anytime soon. And the main reason is because in order for it to work in theory, I believe every single buddy would all have to be at the same spot in the economy, not just America, but the world. And because of that, I don't see that happening, because what's going to happen is this is going to be China's, century, and the next one will be maybe like India's century, and then after that will be like South America or whatever. And it will just keep going until every single country is basically where we are in America right now. So I do not see a free market happening anytime soon, which is what the libertarians believe in. It is a wonderful idea, though. And then their other points of view would be they don't like the government stepping in and telling them what they can and cannot do. And this is why they're really anti-government. I understand, but the government also needs to kind of be there to be a check and balance. And this is the reason why I also would say I'm also pretty Democrat. So you're going to find a lot of things I'm going to say are mostly going to be either Democrat or Libertarian. For the most part, I'm not really a Republican, other than the part of me I want to be able to have my own gun, be able to walk around with it. That's probably one of the things I want. I mean, but that also falls into the libertarian category where these are my rights, you cannot take my rights away. So that's also something that they both share. And I do believe in that. And then the other one would be most Republicans are also entrepreneurs. And I really feel as Americans, I covered this earlier in this video, but I really feel that Americans should more take pride in being an American. Life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness. And the pursuit of happiness to me is to become an entrepreneur, create your own business and do what you want, because freedom is not free and you have to fight for it. And in order to obtain freedom, financial freedom, you got to fight for it, man. It doesn't just give it to you. You can't just come to America and just be like, there's gold in the street, man. I'm gonna just go pick all this gold and then build my own company. Like, you really got to work for this in this day and age. So, those are my points of view. We're going to get into a lot of them in more details, like the isms, communism, and all those things. And the reason why communism doesn't work, and all the other ones, Republicans, Democrats, libertarians, fascism, why all of these things just don't work. I really think America really needs to have a combination of all of them. In the same sense that our religious system, you have the freedom to believe in whatever you want. And I feel like we also kind of need to have the same thing here in America. And right now, we really only have two parties. And that's really just the Republicans and Democrats. So, don't get me wrong. I mean, fascism for the most part is absolutely terrible. Because, the Nazis are the ones that really invented that. And communist is from Russia. So, that one also is not really the best of ideas either for an economic system. But I do kind of feel that the three, libertarians, Republicans, and Democrats, is kind of something that needs to be worked around. But, yeah, that's just how I feel in the day and age. Go and like, comment, and subscribe. Feel free to add me online. My ID is ChildWolf18 on there. If you guys have any questions on them, you can go ahead and leave them in the comments. About what this new series is going to be about. I do look forward to it. It's going to be a new adventure for me. Right now, I'm actually looking for a new job so I can finance my new company. You guys can check out my company website. It's itsecuritysystems.net. I own another company too. It's called itrepairinsurance.com. So the reason why I own two companies is because I originally wanted one of them to be the insurance company part of it, and then the one that takes all the monthly payments and whatnot, because there's a lot of products out there in my company. I'm not going to actually offer warranties. I really don't believe in warranties. And the reason why I don't believe in warranties is because when I worked for Action Vision Watchdog right now, you have to spend like 45 minutes troubleshooting these things, and the customers don't want to. And I understand, man. For the most part, these things, like, it doesn't work. I don't want to troubleshoot it. It's broken. Just send it in. And I understand. But since the company loses money on that, and you have to troubleshoot it, and you have to go through your P's and Q's to go over it to make sure that it's not actually broken. So, for that is really the main reason why I'm not a big fan of warranties. And then I've also noticed that most of the warranties, the product usually breaks like right after the warranty. I've literally had this happen to me. Like when I had Samsung laptop, my warranty expired 1 year later, and now my keyboard doesn't want to work anymore just after my 1 year. So it's not just that. The manufacturers, nothing in America is really not produced as good as it should be. So this is another thing we're going to go over. I work for a manufacturing company. I know how terrible these things are. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad, but for the most part, it's really not that great of quality. And that's another thing I really want to bring back to America, because we're just wasting our money. For the most part, we are just wasting our money. We're just throwing money at stuff that really is crap. And I really feel that we should go back to getting really good quality stuff and repair it. Because the whole entire system, the way it is now, is just you buy it and it's so cheap, you can just buy another one. And they want you to do that because they make more money off that. So they get you the cheapest, crappiest stuff. And there's really no quality in all this stuff anymore. So So let's go ahead and end it this time. So this is Joshua Kennedy for president, and yeah. Go like, comment, and subscribe. Feel free to add me online. You guys have a good day.